The art of display is an age-old Chinese tradition. In this section, Chef Tsai will demonstrate decorative carving techniques to enhance presentation.
Now, I'd like to introduce the tool. Basically, I will demo how to use the tool to carve the cucumber flower again. So first, I'm going to cut this piece of cucumber off. Decision has to be made how big the flower, and then I'm going to cut a little bit of the bottom off. Remember, I said it before, cut as little as you can. The more you cut it, the less you have it. Okay, just make sure it's flat. That's good. And now I put my carving knife down. Let me use the middle one, okay? Let me use the V-cut. Okay, start from the edge of the top. Repeat, do not start from the top. It doesn't work that way. It looks very awful, the petal. So you start from the side. You can go lower, you can go higher, but since you have this much cucumber, you want to fully utilize the cucumber, so you must start from the edge of the top part. Push it in, slowly move up the blade and go down, leave 1 inch at the bottom. So as a result, you got a nice petal and very flexible as well. Okay? And you repeat the same procedure again very nicely. Do you remember I mentioned on the first one when we use a knife, we don't want to leave a space in between. This one, I purposely want to leave the space in between because there's a reason why, and I'm going to move on and keep carving this cucumber flower and tell you why later. Okay, I repeat the same procedure back and forth. All right? You can see once I push all the way down, save a little bottom as a foundation, I start to push, make sure the petal is nice, open. Repeat again. 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 See how nice it is if you control the thickness of the petal well. So now we got to this point. It's very nice already. Now, this is a shortcut I developed myself for many years when I was in the industry. Now I do a quick center cut. Center cut. All right. Voila. So you got a beautiful flower. Okay, again, but because you use a tool, so the flower is in a little bit different shape. Again, we're going to put in the ice water later on. I'm going to plate it for you. In the meantime, I would like to show you the skill of using the cucumber for a border. You know, a lot of times you want to plate the food, you want to use the cucumber petals for a nice border. And it's very useful. So what I'm going to do is first, you're going to find the cucumber. Remember, you got to find the very, very firm cucumber. Don't find the old one because it doesn't work well. All right? Now, after you cut this cucumber into half, you're starting using either the carving knife or use a slicer. I prefer use a slicer. Then I start to do a diagonal cut like this. Okay? Now, you do 1, 2, 3. All right? After you finish this, you bend it, you fold the middle one, you get a little tiny little cucumber petal like this. Also, you put it in the water. I'm going to make a couple more, then I want to show you how I'm going to plate it. Okay? You got to trim some off before you start it over again. Repeat the same procedure. Okay, I'll do one more. Same thing, I'm going to fold the middle one. Repeat the same procedure. Now, lots of time you are not able to do this simply because it's too thick and too short. You won't get it. So you have to have a nice, we'll consider about 30 degree. And then make sure the lens there is not that thick, so therefore you can manage the pedal really well. Okay? Now, here we are. Okay? Nice, very nice. Then, I'm going just to try to, in order to emphasize the skill, I'm going to try it one more time. Okay? First, I got about, I'm sorry, it's a little bit more than 30 degree, maybe 40 degree or 45 degree. Okay? First cut, second cut, and then the end cut. Okay? Now you actually have 3 cuts. And then I'm going to fold this, and this is the shape. All right? And then, very important, in order to keep the cucumber flower or petals firm, you need to put this in the ice water. I'm going to put in the ice water. Now, I'd like to show you another cutting skills. I'm going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of 3, I have 5. 5. So I fold the second one and the fourth one. You also look very nice. And this will be different. I don't use this for border, but I could use 2 of this as a little decoration on the plate. I will show you that a little later. Okay, I'm going to repeat one more time on this cutting. 5. You know, ladies and gentlemen, for this is even though this is a very classical Chinese carving skill, and you can use it really well on plating hors d'oeuvre. When you do butler service, instead of just put the finger food on the plate, you have a little decoration. You really enhance the food better, okay, for presentation. Again, very nice, okay? Remember, long enough for the length, not too thick, because if it's too thick, when you bend it, the pedal will be broken. All right? Let me go into the ice water. Now, right now, I like to do plating for you. And, okay, I'm going to use this plate. Okay, this is the flower which I did by what? By knife. Okay? And I'm going to use some of the border cut petals to decorate this piece of a centerpiece. All right? See, this is very nice decorated. For instance, if you have a large plate, you put this in the center or you put it in the one corner, then you can put all the hors d'oeuvre there. It looks very nice. All right? This is the traditional way you use a knife, carve a beautiful cucumber flower. Move on. I'm going to show you the one I use tools. You see how nice, how firm it is? See that? Very nice and firm. And then I use the 2 pieces of the 5 cuts to make a really nice presentation as well. Here we are. So they both presentation can be served for platters on the buffet table or butler service, okay? Of course, you can use for plating for entrees as well. Chinese formal banquet, and each main course, they always garnish it with nice vegetable carving. This can be for one nice plate. This can be for another one. Okay? So this is the basic introduction of vegetable carving skill by using cucumber.